you get to chat with people and you get to know them. And then as you play with them, there's laughs, the game is fun, it's funny, it's embarrassing. Or boy, you make that one great shot, so your ego's all inflated.
And then you whiff the next one.
You whiff the next one, yeah. So, but everyone laughs with you, and then you come off and you just have time to talk to people and meet people.
Welcome to Zestful Aging, where I speak with fascinating changemakers from all over the world who will inspire you to live with zest. I'm your host, Nicole Christina, psychotherapist and fellow Zestful Ager. And my tagline is discovering your sweet spot, both because I love a good tennis reference and because the show is all about growing into ourselves as we age. To find out more about the podcast, hop on over to zestfulaging.com. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly email newsletter, The Insider, where you will get behind-the-scenes looks at our guests and other fun tidbits. And if you love the podcast, I'd be grateful if you shared it with your friends. Our music is courtesy of Judy Banker, who was a previous guest on the show. Find out more at judybanker.com. And as always, our technical director is the dependable Stephen Litweiler. Boy, do we have a fun one for you today. Welcome to your new addiction, is what our guest today said to me after I tried pickleball for the first time at Cazenovia College. They had a wellness fair this fall. Well, it may not be my new addiction yet, but it sure is for the entire country. My guest today is Janet Reilly, the Pickleball Ambassador to Central New York and ultra zestful ager. If you have not heard of the fastest growing sport in the U.S., well, it's roughly a combination of badminton, ping pong, and tennis. And Janet is going to tell us why it is so fun and why you should try it. Okay, take it away, Janet Reilly. Nice. And so you have an underhand serve. You don't have a drop serve.
All right, I prefer the underhand.
I do too, for my one-time experience. Okay, let's go out into the... do you think this is better here?
I don't know. I think it's echoey,
a little...
But I don't know if we're going to get interrupted out there.
I think this is okay because we can take the echo out.
Oh, you can?
Oh, sure. We got fancy equipment.
You sit by your stuff.
All right. So thanks for coming. This is where we met a few weeks ago when you were taking care of the Cazenovia College Wellness Fair.
That's right.
Do you do the wellness fair?
That was my first one.
It was?
Yes.
Was it successful?
It was. I think we had good exposure, and I think we spread the good word about pickleball to the community.
And you really like doing that.
I do. I could talk about pickleball forever.
Good. Let's start. So you talked a little bit about finding, and this is true for a lot of people, that they found it kind of in a serendipitous way. So you weren't looking for pickleball. Pickleball found you.
Pretty much. Yes, that's right. I was at the YMCA in the Northwest in Baldwinsville. I was running on the second level track and heard the ping, ping, ping. A friend of mine had played in Rochester, so I was aware of the sport, but I didn't really know that much about it. So I was intrigued, and I walked down there and asked them about it, and they kindly put a paddle right in my hand, pushed me onto the court, and said, here you go.
I've had that experience.
That's right.
And my sense is, and you were already running on the track, your physical activity, like athleticism, that's been part of your life?
Yes, I think I've always enjoyed being active, golf, and of course raising two boys who played sports, they kept me active. But as they got older, I realized I wasn't as competitive anymore. So that was kind of an awakening. So I was doing some running just to keep in shape, but other than golf, there really wasn't a sport that I could be as competitive as I would have liked.
What had you been competing in before?
Well, it wasn't necessarily that I was on a team per se.
Okay.
But I could keep up.
I
could
see.
keep up whenever we played something casually, or when I played with my boys, or we played in the backyard. Our backyard was always the go-to place in the neighborhood for sports. And little by little, they threw the ball faster, or they played basketball faster, or higher, or whatever. I've always, ever since I was a little girl, I've always loved sports, and just to play anything. So when you find something like pickleball that is so welcoming, and there's no airs about it. Everyone is welcome, and you play to your ability. But I was able to keep up. Not only keep up, I was able to be competitive. It really was. It was a great find.
That hooked you.
At that stage of my life.
That's a very diplomatic way to say, there are no airs about it. Is there any sport in particular you're thinking of? Remember who you're sitting with.
Well, I think golf is probably.
Oh, is golf?
Yeah,
okay.
That has,
It's a little elitism.
It is.
It's expensive, too.
It is expensive, which is the beauty of pickleball. That you have a good pair of sneakers and a paddle, and as long as you can play outside where it's free, that's your expenses. And everyone is welcome. Everyone can play. It's easy to pick up. It's easy to learn. And it's easy to keep up. And it's addicting.
Yes, you mentioned that. You warned me about that.
Yes.
It's so interesting to hear about all of the reasons pickleball has become an absolute, it's everywhere. You can't get away from it. It's on the cover of the New York Times. It's everywhere. I understand there are cruises that are just around pickleball. People get married on the pickleball court. Right. Any other things that you know about that are kind of funny with pickleball?
Well, now the celebrities are picking up on it. There's a new thing called Major League Pickleball. And Tom Brady just came out about he wants to play. He's part of a team. I think he bought a team. So now it's going to be taken to a whole new level as far as the celebrities go. So it'll be fun to watch.
I'd like to see Kim Kardashian in one of her dresses wear do pickleball.
Don't hold your breath.
Yeah, that might be really fun.
Right. So, but it is bringing some folks, again, that love competition, but maybe are retired from their prospective sport. I think it's Dirk Nowitzki from basketball, and Kim Clijsters, I believe it is, from tennis. They're all going to come together, and it's going to be televised. So it'll be fun to watch, and it just helps spread the word about pickleball.
Wow, I didn't know that. Hi, everyone. You may have noticed that Zestful Aging Podcast does not run a lot of ads. That's because I'm just not willing to endorse products that I don't have total confidence in and that I don't use myself. So it really means something when I tell you that after I interviewed Dr. Bill Rawls on cellular health, read his books, and learned about his high standards for quality control, I was sold. I placed an order for Vital Plant supplements immediately. I encourage you to check out both of my interviews with Dr. Bill Rawls and hop on over to vitalplan.com. If you enter Zestful15, they will give you a 15% off of your first order. I'm really excited for you to try these products. I think you'll be very impressed. Now, back to the show. It's an interesting thing because you talked about raising your boys and you didn't say this exactly, but getting older. And often people, mostly women in our audience, are saying, here I am. I'm over 50, and I'm really not sure what my life is about anymore because my kids are in college or they're grown or whatever. And now what? And what I found, and I'm curious to hear what you see, is there's a fear there of getting out. They say, they think it's going to be easy, like I'm just going to walk into a, a thrift store in my case, and then, all of a sudden I'm going to have a group of friends. But really the reality is that as you get older and as you've been doing your job and all your jobs, it can be isolating and then a little bit anxiety provoking to say, how can I find a new group?
Right. Right.
Are you seeing that with the people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because pickleball is so social. And I think that's probably one of the things that makes it so attractive, is that it is so social. But yes, to be able to, at 50, 60, 70, whatever, take on a new sport and stay active, as well as meet new people. Because the dynamics of the sport are, the games are short. You play with 4 people. You don't have a partner like you do in tennis. 4 people go on. You play maybe a 10 to 15 minute game.
Okay.
You come off the court and 4 more people go on. So in the meantime, while you're waiting maybe for another court, you get to chat with people and you get to know them. And then as you play with them, there's laughs. The game is fun. It's funny. It's embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Or boy, you make that one great shot, so your ego's all inflated.
Yeah. And then you whiff the next one.
You whiff the next one, yeah. So, but everyone laughs with you, and then you come off, and you just have time to talk to people and meet people. People, men, women. That's the other beauty of this sport, is that men and women play together. And it's a very, usually evenly matched, because it's not all about speed and force. Sometimes it's about finesse. So whether or not you have the finesse game or the strong game, you can play, but the men and the women can play together. And I have found that the men are very respectful of the women. Everyone seems to get along famously. We have made some phenomenal friendships that I think will probably be lifetime friendships. And it's just, it opens up this whole new world. And every time you travel to a new court, whether it's in your own town or you're traveling about the country, you find these courts and you meet new people. And you all have something in common. It's the love of the sport. So it's really, it opens the door for a whole new world of friendships.
So it sounds like, even though I'm guessing you are a pretty active woman, I know that you do elder care.
That's
as your job. It sounds like it's really changed your life.
Pickleball?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. I would say just the activity level and the looking forward to the next game, the people. It's really, golf is nice, but it's not all that athletic.
Right. Especially if you ride in a cart and you're
Exactly.
drinking beer.
That's right. That's right. So yes, it is absolutely life-changing. I even have a T-shirt that says pickleball, life-changing sport.
Oh, wow.
Because it really does. It's healthy, and it's just whether you're outdoors or indoors, it's fun and it challenges you. I think it keeps your mind sharp because never 2 games are the same as with any sport. But it's a constantly challenging game. You can keep trying different shots to see if that makes your game a little more effective. There's videos you can watch. There's books you can read. There's just all sorts of things that you can do. So the activity level, which of course as we age is so important. And I think that the social and the physical, pickleball meets that.
And the fun, that's so health promoting, just having fun.
Very much
right? So to those people who are out there who say, I have heard so much about pickleball, everywhere, there's something about pickleball. I want to try, but I'm scared to put my toe in the water. And, we're talking about people who are not only in the United States, not only in upstate New York, but all over the world.
That's right.
How can you encourage them to push themselves a little bit out of their comfort zone?
Well, there's places that you can find to play. Locally, you can go to cnypickleball.com, and there's a button that says sign up to play. It takes you to a phenomenal spreadsheet, which is constantly updated every Saturday afternoon. It shows indoor, outdoor, YMCA, and other different places. But so it's got every park on there, every place that you can play. Granted, the YMCA, you have to be a member. But so often on the spreadsheet, it lists beginner times, learn to play times, things like that. You can also go as you travel, or if you're in a different area, because not everybody has this spreadsheet availability. usapickleball.org. And if you go there, there's a drop-down menu and there's places to play. So again, that would show you all the places to play around the country.
Wow.
I've updated the Lysander Park area on that. So just show up. If you have any apprehension, just show up at a park. If they happen to be advanced players, they more than likely will tell you who you can talk to, like an ambassador. There's several of us in the area that are USA Pickleball Ambassadors, and it's our job to promote the growth and the love of pickleball. So if someone wanted to contact me, I would meet them at a park and show them how to do it.
So nice.
And I've done that at Lysander over the summer. We did it once a month. We had introduction to pickleball.
And for those of us who aren't in upstate New York, Lysander is it just west of Syracuse?
Yes, it's in Baldwinsville,
Okay.
New York.
Yep.
And it's just a beautiful facility. We have 8 courts there, along with many other things to do, plenty of parking. So it's an ideal location. But there's several parks around, there's several ambassadors around that will teach you how to play. I always suggest that you go to the USA Pickleball website first to maybe look at the rules. They've got some nice videos and some explanation of the rules, because the scoring is a little complicated, a little tricky, not impossible.
That's the hardest part about the game, as far as I can see.
Is the scoring and where you're supposed to stand.
Yes, that too.
And things like that. Yes, but someone's always there to help you. Yes.
So if I were, say, in, I don't know, Montana, I could just go on pickleball, usapickleball.org, and then they could, something would come up that's local,
That's right.
and then I would go to that place. Is it best to have purchased a racket, or mostly people have rackets there?
Oftentimes, especially if it's a park, they'll have extra paddles.
Paddles?
Yes.
Okay.
But you certainly purchase one ahead of time. You can go to Amazon or Dick's for a beginner paddle. No need to invest a lot of money right up front. I would suggest not a wooden paddle.
That's what I'm hearing.
Yes,
What's the wood problem?
The wooden, you don't get the correct response of the ball. It's a plastic wiffle ball type. So when it's going to come off hot off of the wood, and you're also going to get the reverberations onto the handle. So it's more comfortable if you were to get an actual.
This is a name, Janet. Hellbender.
Hellbender,
That is the
yes.
name of your racket.
It's Gamma brand.
That's
yes.
not a joke. I mean,
It's-
that just says it all.
This is a very popular paddle.
Is
At
it?
Lysander Park, we actually have 7 different people that play with this paddle.
Oh, wow.
But it's a nice feeling paddle. But yes, you don't need to spend a lot of money on the paddle in the beginning. And then as far as to say what paddle should I get, it's totally personal.
Okay.
There's lots of brands out there, and of course it's expanding as we speak. So just try a paddle. If you like it, you can purchase it.
And you
A lot
can
of
go on
companies
eBay, because people are always,
flipping them.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're upgrading or whatever. So there's lots of choices out there.
What about the grip? Because, of course, in tennis, there's, you want to have the right grip, otherwise you're going to be in big trouble. Is it more standardized here, or less? How do we know?
If you were to go to pickleballcentral.com, they have a full selection of paddles. And in the description, they will tell you the length of the paddle and the width of the grip of the paddle. Again, it's a personal preference.
Okay.
I have small hands, so I like a shorter handle and a smaller grip.
Okay.
But it's just trial and error. You just try what you like. Yep. You try a bunch of different paddles till you find what really works for you.
Wow. As a psychotherapist of 30 years with a specialty in food and eating issues, I know that holidays can be a real challenge when it comes to eating and food. Food and family visits are often a very tricky combination. So if you'd like to learn how to have a more peaceful relationship with food, both during the holidays and the rest of the year, check out my web course, The Wisdom of Mindful Eating. This course is super practical and user-friendly, and it has the power to change your life. You'll find the course on the zestfulaging.com website. Now back to the show. So would you say now, like, your spare time is mostly pickleball?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think anybody that knows me would say that.
Yeah.
I work and I pickleball, but yes, it's something I really look forward to. And of course, the outdoor season's probably coming into a close, but I do still belong to the YMCA. But yes, it really is something you just can't wait to get back out there and play again.
Wow.
You can play for hours at a time, and
you're not exhausted like you would be doing another sport.
that's right, exactly. It's something, because the games are short, they're just short bursts. You can work up a sweat, but you can come off and you hydrate, or sometimes you can go right back out on the court again. It depends on how many people are there. But yeah, it's not really terribly exhausting.
It's sneaky exercise.
It is.
Yeah.
It is,
What's the culture like? I mean, in tennis, you're really not supposed to be hooting and hollering too much, right? There's a culture of, like, I don't know what the word would be, but sort of, I don't know, dignified or quiet, all that etiquette. So that's right. Okay, you're not, woohoo!
We are loud.
Okay.
We are loud.
Is
We
that
have fun.
right?
That's right. Absolutely. Yep. You can
You
hoot
can
and
be
holler.
excited.
Yes, indoor or outdoor.
Really?
Yes,
And do you do that?
Well, I have been known to. Yes. And some people are more vocal than others.
Yeah.
But yes, no. The only etiquette really is if you got side-by-side courts. If your ball goes into their ball, you immediately yell ball.
Okay.
And so that their play stops. You don't want them to break an ankle or trip over their ball, anything like that. And then if a game is in play, you don't walk behind them.
Right.
Because a ball could go long and you could get in the way.
Oh, yeah.
That's about it. Other than that, no, it's... it's a hooting and hollering
It's a
type of
hooting.
game.
I think that's really important. I have gotten called out a few times on the tennis court because I do get excited, and apparently the octaves kind of creep up and can be a little penetrating. So I have been talked to. So maybe this is more of my culture. Any last thoughts on the people out there who have heard about it and are like, oh my goodness, this pickleball, what is this about? Any last thoughts about? Again, I'm thinking about the woman who's like a little timid, doesn't want to look like awkward. Any other encouraging words?
So there are places to play for beginners only.
Oh.
And I think that makes people much more comfortable to start rather than to jump in with the intermediate or advanced people. At Lysander, we had on Tuesdays and Thursday nights, we had beginner only.
Okay.
So there was no instruction. We had hoped that they had already attended one of my introduction to pickleball previously, but so it's just they were able to go out, help each other, and play amongst themselves. So there's no intimidation whatsoever. And I think there's other places around too that are beginners only. But I say just try it. Just try it. If you have, there is some lateral movement, because I know people are apprehensive about their knees. There is some lateral movement. There's back and forth. There's a little bit of sprinting to get to the ball. But other than that, we've had people 90 years old that have played.
Yeah.
So I say give it a try, and I would be happy to help anybody if they'd like to learn. and it's worth giving a try.
It sounds like if you could just get over that little bit of, nerves of, I hope I'm, not the worst one or fall on my face, that it's very forgiving.
It is forgiving.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And there's lots of people out there. It's exploding.
It is indeed.
You definitely would find like people to play with.
That's great. How did you become an ambassador? What's that all about?
Well, the ambassadors that we had at the time was a husband and wife team, and they were moving to the Carolinas. And they asked me if I would be an ambassador, and I felt it was really best for someone who was retired. They would have more time. So they put it out there a couple of times, and no one stepped up. So they came back to me again, and I said, if everyone will understand that I am working, but I'll do my best. And they gave me their mailing list. I took it on. You have to actually go through the pretty extensive questionnaire through USA Pickleball and be approved. It's not just something that's automatic.
Wow.
I was actually surprised at that myself.
So in terms of knowing the rules,
not necessarily, no. I think there is some of that as far as how long have you been playing, things like that. It's more of a background. They actually do background checks because you are, a lot of ambassadors are involved with children.
Oh my goodness.
And with teaching, I'm not a certified teacher. I just teach it out of the love of the sport. There are certified teachers out there. But they approved me as an ambassador. And it's just basically to grow the sport and to help people wherever I can and be clearly an ambassador for the sport.
And I'm sure when they saw your enthusiasm, they were already impressed with that. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for telling us all about it. I know there are a lot of people who are really close to trying, but they need just that little extra push. And for me, the push is, upstate New York winters are notorious, and to be able to get a court here is so close to home and so reasonably priced. It seems like that's, those are two good reasons. It's very convenient.
It is. It's a great sport to play in the winter.
Yes.
When we do a lot of sitting around.
We do.
Yes.
We really need that.
And we're more enclosed and we're isolated. So again, that socialization is just so healthy. I invite anyone to just reach out and try it any way they can.
And tell me again the best websites. It was usapickleball.org.
And cnypickleball.com for those in the Onondaga County area. And that's, like I said, updated every Saturday afternoon.
Wow. Well, your enthusiasm is catching, as I'm sure you know, and I appreciate you coming down to the courts to talk to me.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Thank you so much for joining us on Zestful Aging. If you like the podcast, please share it with some of your friends. If you think decluttering could help you feel better and you could use a little assistance with that, check out the online course I've developed with professional organizer and designer Carrie Luderin. It's called Too Much Stuff. And Too Much Stuff is different from other courses or articles or guidance you may have used up. We give you clear steps to deal with the clutter and the tools to help you face the overwhelming feelings and the emotions that come up when we're going through our clutter. And a lot of those emotions are just feeling anxious or guilty or just basically flooded with a lot of different confusing feelings. The course is really practical. It's realistic. The lessons are short and punchy, and they're really manageable. We're not trying to set you up for some long exploratory, super in-depth, burdensome experience. We want something really helpful for you right now. We all need help with our anxiety. So being surrounded by more calm and less chaos can really help. So now's a good time to clear out the clutter so we can focus on what's really important in our lives. So find out more at zestfulaging.com. You'll see more about this under the web courses tab. If you have any questions, just shoot me an email at zestfulaging@gmail.com. Thanks so much. And stay tuned next week for another interview with a fascinating and inspiring guest.